Bikes bring opportunities. Yan yung isa sa mga important lessons na natutunan ko in the past years of regularly cycling. That's why every time na may chance na mamigay ng bisikleta sa mga taong nangangailangan, I always try my best to be part of it and maximize all possible resources to give the best bikes to those who are in need. Nasabi ko to kasi recently we gave away a donated Merida road bike and so many realizations kick in. This is Buji Babiera and you are listening to Tambike Session, an anima podcast. Ang daming benefits ng bike. Physical health, mental health, sustainability, for the environment, for the traffic, and so many more. Kaya hindi nakaka-guilty lumabas when you're on the bike. And at the same time, it's just fun cycling. For people like me, ang dali lang bumili ng bike or even have access to it. Like I remember my first bike ride in the pandemic na nanghiram lang ako ng bike sa kaibigan ko. And when I liked it, bumili na ako ng sarili kong bike in just a few days. Akala ko ganun lang kadali yun para sa lahat. Iniisip ko kasi ang dami namang cheaper bikes, madaming alternatives para makakuha ka ng bisikleta. Pero hindi pala ganun yun in the case of many people. Merong mga bikes na 3,000 pesos lang. Of course, hindi yung top of the line bikes and brands. Pero pwede na yun for short commutes. Pero nagkamali nga ako eh. Yung 3,000 pesos, it can be a lot to many people. Iniisip ko kasi dati na sana maisip ng mga tao na bilhin na lang sila ng bike para makatipid sila. Pero, yun nga, others would opt to use their little money to the more important things like food or paying rent. Kahit anong tipid nila, hindi talaga nila kayang bumili ng bisikleta. I learned all of these things by simply talking to people I meet randomly on the road. Usap lang, kwentuhan, tapos goodbye. And after nun, iiwan nila ako ng kanilang mga storya and life conditions. And dun ko na-realize yung mga bagay-bagay. Para sa mga hindi familiar, ako yung person behind the cycling platform called First Bike Ride. Yung pagdodonate ng bike, hindi talaga yun part ng plan ko when I started First Bike Ride. Ang gusto ko lang talaga ay magkwento at mag-influence ng mga tao. Nangyari lang yung pamimigay ng bisikleta unexpectedly. Story time! May isang beses kasi na sobrang bored ako sa bahay. I think it was after a lockdown. Medyo may restrictions pa tayo noon sa COVID. Tapos, tinanong ko yung friend ko kung nasan siya. Yung friend ko na yon, siya si Marty Salva. Sabi ko, bike tayo. Kaya lang, nasa Bataan siya noon. Ako naman nasa Maynila. So sabi ko, bakit kaya hindi na lang tayo mag-meet sa Pampanga? Pwede kong dalhin yung bike ko doon, tapos ikaw, padyak ka from Bataan since malapit lang naman. Mag-meet tayo sa Clark, sabi ko sa kanya. Umagri naman siya, so kinabukasan, nagkita kami sa Pampanga. Sobrang random lang nun, at sobrang random lang din na habang nasiraan ako sa Clark, meron kaming nakita na mga kaibigan ni Marty Salva from Bataan. Dalawa sila. So, in-invite na rin namin sila. Sabi namin, tara, bike-bike tayo around Pampanga. And naisipan namin pumunta sa Angeles. Tapos, napadpad kami sa Barangay Sapang Bato. This is a place where the indigenous people of Aitas live. Doon sila nagre-reside. And habang nagpapahinga kami, meron kaming na-meet na bata. Ang pangalan niya ay Daina. Isa siyang Aita. Tapos parang amazed na amazed siya sa bisikleta namin. So tinanong ko siya, gusto mo bang itry? Gusto mo bang subukan? And sinubukan nga niya. And nagkwentuhan kami. Kwinento niya na wala daw siyang bike, gusto niyang magkaroon. And ako naman, sabi ko, parang interesting yung story niya. So, kinagabihan, I uploaded her story sa First Bike Ride since yun lang naman yung gusto ko, magkwento. Kwento ko yung buhay ni Daina. Then suddenly, someone messaged me. Sabi niya, why not bigyan natin ng bisikleta si Dinah? Gawa tayo ng donation drive. Personally, ayoko during that time. Kasi I have never organized any donation drives before. And meron kasing perang involved. Or baka magkaroon ng perang involved. And ayokong humawak ng pera ng ibang tao. I don't want to be accountable to something. Pero kinonvince ako nung taong yon. Sabi niya, sige na, tutulungan ka namin, akong bahala sa'yo. So, right there and then, I made a publicity material saying na, oh, game ba kayo? Bigyan natin ng bike si Dinah. We are now opening donation. So, nilagay ko yung GCash ko na hoping na someone would send money to help me fund Dinah's new bike. Natapos yung gabi, parang 40 pesos lang yung donation na natanggap ko. So at the back of my mind, inisip ko, wala, napasubo na ako. So I think mag-aabono ako para bumili ng bisikleta kay Dinah. And of course, ayoko naman bilan si Dinah ng cheap bike lang, 'di ba? So sabi ko, sige, gagastos ako siguro ng mga 7,000 for a decent bike for a kid, for someone na kagaya niya na medyo maliit. Sabi ko, sige, napasubo na ako eh. 40 pesos lang yung natanggap ko this day. The next morning, gumising ako na ang daming messages from people saying they have extra bicycles sa bahay nila that they can donate and give to Dinah. And ang dami ring nag-GCash. And at the end of the week, nakakuha kami ng 20 bicycles and a little bit of money that we used to buy helmets, safety gear, gasolina para sa truck na gagamitin namin. And yun nga, nangyari yung donation drive. Hindi lang si Dinah yung nabigyan namin ng bike, kundi 19 more kids from the Aita community doon sa Angeles, Pampanga. It was a really nice experience. It was during the pandemic, so we couldn't invite all the donors na pumunta at sumama sa amin. Sinama ko lang yung mga kaibigan ko and some family members to help me with the logistics. It was really heartwarming and na-realize ko na sana nandun sila, sana ang daming tao maka-experience. So we documented everything and when we posted it, grabe, sobrang daming support and daming words of encouragement akong nakuha. That I thought na, oh, maybe I can do more. I can ask for more donation drives. I can organize more giveaways. Kasi na-realize ko in the first place na yung pamimigay ng bisikleta kay Dinah and to the other kids of that Aita community, it's not just, oh sige, gamit kayo ng bike para maging happy-happy kayo. Ginawa ko yun kasi na-realize ko na just like me, I was empowered because of a bicycle. Na-realize ko na kaya kong mag-travel from point A to point B na hindi gumagamit ng kotse. Much more sila na naglalakad lang dahil wala namang public transport doon sa bundok. Na kaya nilang pumunta from one place to another, siguro from their house to their schools, nang nakabisikleta. Na hindi nagre-rely sa motor ng community nila. Na hindi nagre-rely sa motor ng kapitbahay, ng motor ng magulang nila, na kaya nilang umalis at pumunta sa kung saan man nilang gustong pumunta gamit ang bisikleta. Babalikan ko lang, before namin ibigay yung bike, we also met with the community leaders. Nagkaroon kami ng short workshop on bike maintenance. Kasi na-realize ko rin na kung bibigyan namin sila ng bike, tas eventually masisira din yung bike, might as well teach them how to repair. And sinabi namin dun sa mga group leaders na if they need something, just contact us. Halimbawa, kailangan nila ng bagong gulong, yung mga wear and tear na materials, they can freely contact us para lang masustain yung pagbabike ng mga bata. Yeah, it was a really great experience. Umuwi kami sa Manila na busog ang puso. Nakakatuwa talaga yon. And sila Dinah and the other kids, they were really, really happy. So, after a few months, bumalik ako sa Angeles, doon sa community nila Dinah. Kasi I think nagkaroon ako ng work sa Clark. Tapos sabi ko, since nandun na ako, balik na din ako. And just to check kung ano yung nangyari, kamustahin sila. And I was surprised. As in, nagulat ako. Hindi ko pa to kinikwento publicly to anyone. Hindi ko pa to kinikwento publicly, pero nakwento ko na to sa ilang mga kaibigan and some bikers from the cycling community na ginagalawan ko. And I was surprised pagdating ko dun sa community ng mga Aita dahil sira-sira na yung mga bisikleta. Nagigets ko naman yun na okay, mga bata to, they live in the river, kakalawangan yung mga bikes, and hindi ko naman sila sinisisi for that. Pero it was just very sad na hindi nagamit yung repair kits na binigay namin dun sa mga adults. It was just, I just felt sad na hindi kami kinontak para i-repair yung mga bike. Pero don't get me wrong hindi ko sinisisi yung mga bata. Kasi wala, bata sila di ba? Ano ba naman yung alam nila, di ba? Sa nakakalawangan yung bisikleta na, alam mo yun, they live in a rough terrain. Hindi rin naman namin na consider yon na o nga no, they live in a rough terrain in a river, so most likely magkakaganon nga yung mga bisikleta. But I'm really happy that they were happy, at least in those few months na nagamit nila yung bike, naging masaya sila. Yun nga, yung iba ring bisikleta binenta raw ng magulang, pero again, hindi rin natin sila masisisi. Kung kailangan nila ng pera para sa pagkain, I'll totally understand na ibenta yung bisikleta. Kasi mas importante nga naman yung kumukulumong sikmura kesa sa bisikleta. Meron ding isang bike doon na buo pa daw pero naka-display. Ayaw daw ipagamit ng magulang kasi daw baka masira. Which is also sad dahil hindi na serve ng bike yung purpose niya na gamitin. Pero nireconcile ko yung feelings ko and I just thought na, okay, I need to understand where they're coming from, bakit ganun yung nangyari. And then eventually, may mga nakausap akong mga tao who works for an NGO. Sabi nila sa akin, for your donation drives to be sustainable, parang yung mga beneficiaries mo daw, dapat alam nila na they're part of it, na hindi lang basta-bastang ibibigay mo yung mga gamit sa kanila dahil most likely nakakatanggap sila ng mga regalo from other people and walang sense of connection towards those gifts. So dapat alam daw nila na this is important, binigay sa akin to, dapat ko tong alagaan. Like for example daw, meron daw NGO na namimigay ng house and lot sa mga tao. And kung sino yung bibigyan mo ng bahay, dapat part siya nung pagbuo ng bahay. Like kasama siya sa construction ng bahay. Para maramdaman niya na, aalagaan ko tong bahay na to dahil parte ako ng pagbuo. Alam ko kung paano siya ginawa. So I should take care of this. Part of my time, my effort, is spent building this house. So this is mine and I need to treasure this, to protect this. Parang ganoon daw dapat yung idea para maging sustainable yung pamimigay mo ng donations. So nag-isip ako, sabi ko, I still want to give bikes to other people. Pero paano ba natin gagawing sustainable to? Kagaya nung sabi nung nakilala ko from an NGO. Then after a few months, nag-open ulit ako ng donation drive. But this time, I asked people to nominate the beneficiaries. Sabi ko, meron kaming open call sa first bike ride na namimigay kami ng bisikleta and you need to nominate or recommend someone. Pwedeng sarili mo, pwedeng ibang tao para makakuha ng bike. It was difficult in a way na kailangan mong basahin yung entries ng mga tao. Itong first bike ride, hindi naman to trabaho para sa akin. Kawang-gawa lang talaga to. So, I go to this platform, I manage it during my free time. And I was surprised dahil yung response ng mga tao, ng community, ng audience ko, ang dami. Ang daming nag-send ng entries, ang daming nag-message. And ang hirap pumili, to be honest. Kasi konti lang din naman yung bisikleta eh. Halimbawa, nung first call namin, I think I received around 200 messages. Pero, 3 lang yung bike namin. So, sino yung pipiliin mo out of those 200 people? Kikwento ko lang kung sino yung mga remarkable people na nabigyan namin ng bike. So, yung unang-una naming binigyan, he's a dad from Tondo. Ninominate niya yung sarili niya dahil nawalan daw siya ng bisikleta. Ginagamit daw niya yon pang service from his place to the factory where he works. Or no, for a delivery service na a packaging company na kung saan siya nagtatrabaho. Sabi niya, nanakaw daw yung bike niya dahil isang beses hiniram daw ng anak niya ng hindi nagpapaalam. So, ikot-ikot lang siya dun sa neighborhood. And unfortunately, ito sobrang sad, kinidnap yung anak niya. Kinuha yung anak niya, pati yung bisikleta. Pero for some reason, sobrang gandang nangyari in a way na yung bata iniwan sa tayuman pero tinangay yung bike. So, yung bata, yung bata, alam niya yung pangalan nung tatay niya, hinahanap nung one sales lady from Tayuman sa Facebook, na-contact nila yung bata, tapos nabalik din naman yung bata dun sa anak. Pero wala na yung bisikleta. Nag-message sa akin yung tatay saying na sana makakuha siya ng bike, pang service, and ayun, binigyan namin siya ng bike, which is, parang feeling ko well-deserved naman for the first bicycle na binigay namin. And then, iba pang mga nabigyan namin, merong isang asawa na ninominate niya yung husband niya na nagbabike to work from Mandaluyong to Valenzuela gamit ang isang worn out na BMX. Yung BMX niya, merong gulong na laging nafa-flat. As in, medyo nakakaawa talaga dahil ang kwento nung wife, binobombahan daw niya ng binobombahan during his rides. Tapos biglang mapa-flat eventually, tapos bomba ulit siya. Parang ganun yung process para lang makauwi ng bahay at para lang makapunta sa trabaho. So, sabi namin, sige, bibigay namin yung isang mountain bike for that person. Another bike, merong nag-donate ng folding bike sa amin. And one lady message us saying na yung kaibigan daw niya nasunugan sa Pasig and lumipat sa bahay ng kamag-anak, parang gano'n, bahay ng kamag-anak or bahay ng another friend, and they are currently living in a garage. Isa sa mga nasunog dun sa bahay nila sa Pasig ay ang kanyang fixed gear. Pero this time, sabi niya, baka daw may folding bike na pwedeng i-donate dun sa nasunugan dahil nga sa garahe lang sila natutulog. Yung folding bike kasi, space saver siya. So, perfect person yung ninominate for the folding bike na dinonate sa amin. And then, meron pa isang incredible kaming binigyan ng bike. Ang pangalan niya, Janelle. I think she's an 8-year-old kid or 9-year-old kid na nagbebenta ng lumpia sa Pinit Road sa May Rizal. Na-meet lang namin sa habang nagbabike kami. Tapos, naglalakad siya ng 3 kilometers from her home to the tourist spots dun sa Pinit Road para lang maglako ng lumpia. Para tulungan yung lola niya na maka-earn ng money. Tapos tinanong namin siya one time, sabi namin, Janelle, nagbabike ka ba? Gusto mo ba ng bike? Sabi niya, opo, gusto ko ng bike. So, ang ginawa namin, bumili kami ng bike for her using the money that were given to us through the donation drive. Binigyan namin siya ng bisikleta. Yung bisikleta, nilagyan namin ng rack para may lagyan yung lumpia niya. Nilagyan namin siya ng mga strings para makabit niya yung basket niya with the goods that she's selling dun sa rack tsaka dun sa bisikleta. And until now, nakikita pa rin namin si Janelle na gamit-gamit pa rin niya yung bike. So, very nakakatuwa talaga na makita yon. And yung isa sa mga recent collaborations ko with other bike communities and bike groups ay through donation drives pa din. From mountain bikes, commuter bikes, to kiddie bikes, nag-evolve na din kami into giving road bikes to people. So earlier this year, nakipag-partner ako with Boodle Buddy and Bicycle Project Manila sa pamimigay ng isang road bike. At nagulat ako dahil sobrang intense yung entries during that time. I think I received 1,000 entries from people saying na gusto daw nilang makuha yung road bike na yon. So, I have to be honest, I was pretty overwhelmed by the number of messages that I received. And nakaka-pressure din in a way dahil sinabi sa akin ni Bicycle Project Manila na yung mga tao would be expecting a really deserving individual. Dahil daw dati nagpag-giveaway siya, nakakuha daw siya ng so much hate from other people saying na hindi daw deserving yung nanalo, which is something sad, something disappointing. So parang sabi ko kay Boodle Buddy tsaka kay Bicycle Project Manila, sige, I will do my best to find the best person among those people na nag-send sa atin ng entries. And true enough, I think, we got an individual na well-deserved talaga yung road bike. He's a 21-year-old cyclist, a student, pero meron siyang mental disability. I think meron siyang, hindi kasi siya diagnosed, but yung parents niya and yung eskwelahan niya na isang sped school sa Parañaque, they said na he has autism. Pero he can still bike. Kailangan lang talaga niya na may kasamang kaibigan dahil nga just in case mawala, maligaw, it's going to be hard for him to find his way back to his house. Pero etong batang to, isa siyang atleta. Nagko-compete siya for javelin throw or discus throw. And on the side, ang second sport niya ay cycling. So wala siyang bisikletang ginagamit dahil nasira na yung mountain bike na ginagamit niya few years ago. And sabi niya, gusto daw niyang bumalik into cycling pero hindi afford ng family nila na makakuha ng bike or makabili ng bike. And then I read his story, ninominate siya ng brother niya and sabi ko, sige, bigyan natin siya ng bike. And I think he deserves it. And true enough, when I posted the story of the guy na may mental disability, yung recipient ng road bike namin, everyone said na he really deserves it. And they're really happy na siya yung nakakuha ng road bike. Sa sobrang ganda nung storya niya, Specialized Quezon City sponsored a bike fitting session. Parang sabi nila, nakita kasi nila yung photo saying na, parang hindi niya size yung ibang parts ng bike. So we need to adjust some things for him. And yung Specialized Quezon City community, they chipped in, donated parts para maging maayos yung bisikleta and maging fit para dun sa siklista. And recently, yun nga, like what I told earlier during this episode, we recently had a donation drive na namigay kami ng Merida road bike from one cyclist. Her name is N. Estrada, si Tracian. Dinonate niya yung first bike niya during this pandemic. Isang Merida road bike na napakaganda. And again, nung in-announce ko sa first bike ride, sobrang overwhelming ng response. I think it was more than 1,000. I uploaded the announcement over TikTok, over Instagram, over Facebook, and sobrang dami talagang taong may gustong makakuha ng Merida road bike. And the bike was not, very exemplary yung bike. Hindi siya ordinary bike. It's an expensive branded bicycle. Well, even though it's secondhand, it's still in good condition. Tapos yung gears niya, it has a 105 gear. 105 Shimano gear, which is one of the top of the lines na gears in cycling. So, ang swerte-swerte talaga ng makakapili. And ako, as someone who reads all of these entries, sobra-sobra din yung pressure na napunta sa akin in picking the bike. I think it took me months talaga to finish reading all of the entries. It took me months to decide who should win the bicycle. Madami akong na shortlist, madami akong tinawagan, madami akong nakausap, and some of those people that I talked to, parang na-feel ko na, hindi nila deserve. Parang baka meron pang ibang better individual. Until nakita ko yung message ni Rolly Vista. Isa siyang tatay na nagbabike to work, but he nominated his daughter, si Ariel. Si Ariel, isa siyang 15-year-old student na nahilig sa cycling dahil na-inspire sa Philippine Navy Women's Biking Team. Gusto niyang kumarera, pero hindi niya ma-reach yung full potential niya because she doesn't have her own bike. Nakikihiram lang siya sa kaibigan niya, and she can only train and use the bike kapag hindi ginagamit. And recently, hindi na niya nahihiram yung bisikleta na yun talaga. Tiningnan ko nga yung Instagram ni Ariel, ang nakalagay pa dun sa bio na, I miss my cycling era. Kasi wala na siyang nagagamit na bisikleta. So, a few days ago, we surprised Ariel. Sabi ko kay Rolly, congrats. Yung anak mo yung nanalo ng Merida road bike. Pero, pwede bang wag muna nating sabihin kay Ariel, i-on the spot natin siya, i-surprise natin na siya yung nanalo ng bike. And that's what happened. Tuwang-tuwa yung bata. Hindi niya in-expect na meron na pala siyang bagong bike. Tapos tiningnan ko yung Instagram account niya ngayon, ang nakalagay na is, back to my cycling era. Diba? Nakakatuwa yung mga ganong bagay. And after giving the bike to Ariel, narealize ko na sana madami pa kaming mapasayang tao, madami pa kaming mapasayang bata. Kasi people like Ariel who has so much potential, pero hindi nila nagagamit yon dahil nga because they lack resources, they lack certain things, walang funding. Sana in a way, kahit papano, kami mismo, makatulong kami sa mga ganitong klaseng tao na merong something na kulang sa kanila. So, sabi ko, sige, I think I'll open again my platform to donation drives. I'll open again my time and effort into finding someone na deserving na magkaroon ng bisikleta. And after posting Ariel's story and the donation drive story on First Bike Ride, maraming nag-message ulit saying na Buji, kung meron ka pang donation drive ulit, join ako dyan, sama ako dyan. Tara mag-donate tayo, meron pa akong bisikleta dito sa bahay. And soon, sana mas may mabigyan pa kaming mga tao. Yun lang yung story time ko about giving bicycles to people. Kasi I just want to extend and share the joy of cycling to everyone. To more people at least. As much as possible, gusto ko sana more people can join us in these giveaways. Kasi priceless talaga yung pamimigay ng bisikleta. And sana makasama rin sila sa amin physically kapag nagto-turnover na nitong mga pinapag-giveaway na bike. Kasi priceless makita yung itsura ng mga recipients na malalaman nila na makakakuha sila ng bike on that moment Hopefully, we get to give more bikes in the future. It can be hard, I know, but let's see. Here's to more people cycling. Thank you for listening dito sa episode na to ng Tambike Session. And sana na-inspired din kayo, kagaya ng pagiging inspired ko sa mga donation drives na nangyari sa first bike ride. And sana magkita-kita ulit tayo sa susunod na episode ng Tambike Session.